Welcome. We get a lot of questions about what is the difference. One of the questions we get is training versus consulting. A lot of people offer MIP training, but there's a difference between textbook and theory and practical experience. The McGovern Consulting Group has been doing this since 2006. I've been doing MIP work since 2000. I'm a Y2K MIP convert. That's when I first started doing MIP. Now, the McGovern Consulting Group is a little different because we take a consultative approach to training. What does that mean? When we train, we're building your financial statements with you. Why? You know what your statement's supposed to look like. You know what you're trying to achieve. And our training sessions are with your data, and we're building things. We're processing things. We're doing things in your database with your data so you get 2 for 1. There's no after the fact going back and saying, okay, I sat through a training class, now I need to go back and implement what I learned. You don't have time for that. You're doing your job, probably almost 2 jobs most times. So we have this training versus consulting approach, and we call it consultative training. Real big differentiation between the MIP trainers out there. We are a partner. We have been an MIP business partner since 2006. There's not many people left at MIP that I can name who have been there as long as we've done MIP. As a partner, we see a lot of different things, and we work with a lot of different things. We work with other systems. We understand organizations completely, not just their financial side, but how does fundraising interact? How do procedures impact their business, the organization? How do credit cards and banks and all of the different components, HR systems, payroll systems, best practices, all of that as a partner we see every day because we're the trusted advisors of the nonprofits that we serve, many of them for over 20 years. When we integrate a system, because integration is the hot buzzword, right? We want everything integrated. There's multiple ways to integrate systems. First way is through the standard definition file. We take an Excel file, we save it as a CSV file, and then we use our definition file to import that into MIP. And one of the challenges organizations face is we have to work with another partner, right? It's your payroll company, it's your credit card company, it's whoever else it might be that's giving us this data. And many times that becomes a bigger project because we have to get everybody on the phone and work through the questions, and many times talk to people that don't understand debits and credits or what the impact is on the GL. And we kind of try to bypass all of that information. Our integration process is simple and straightforward. We take whatever file your other provider gives us, credit card statement, payroll file, whatever it might be, and we script it out so we can minimize the interaction with the other source file. We do a lot of macros in Excel, and mainly because these other systems don't have a lot of required fields that MIP needs, such as your session ID. There are certain payroll companies that can write the session ID to the file, but that takes their tech team a while to get through. We pop it up in a pop-up window as we're using our processor. Enter your session ID, enter your description, pick what date you want the transaction to be posted to. All of these little things streamline the process, minimize the manual effort, and are repeatable. We have clients on the same scripts and processors for the last 10 years, and we never hear from them. Why? It's a bulletproof process. Now, one thing that you may hear out there is there's a lot of talk about the API. MIP has an API. And are you an API provider? Yes, we can do APIs, but the cost is 5 to 6 times what a standard import file is going to run you. So for organizations where we're looking to get an integration, but we're on limited budgets, we strongly recommend you use the standard definition file. It's quick and easy. It's bulletproof. It doesn't require a lot of tech programming and everything else. So that would be the course that I would go down. So many people say, okay, how was the McGovern Consulting Group started? And it's a funny story. It started back in 2006. I was ready to quit my job. Okay, I was working at a CPA firm implementing MIP. Went outside, called my wife and said, hey, I think I'm gonna quit. I had another job lined up. She goes, okay, I support you. So I walked into the partner in charge. We started the conversation. And you can almost feel it coming, because early in the conversation, he says, do you want the division, the MIP business? And we started talking, and the conversation went on for 20 minutes or so. And I came back and I asked if he was serious, and he said, absolutely, you can have the MIP business. And we worked out the details. And 30 days later, there was the McGovern Consulting Group. Now imagine walking in, thinking you're quitting, your wife is on board with it, and walking out and calling your wife and saying, hey, I didn't quit. I actually bought the practice. It was quite the day. And 20 years later, we're coming up on our 20th anniversary for when the McGovern Consulting Group was started. Now fast forward a couple years. It's 2013, and we close a very large deal. One of the largest deals in MIP history. And we have to train hundreds of users, and we had to kind of think through what was the best way to do that. Now it's 2013. Video is just kind of coming on board. People are just starting to kind of get into YouTube and watching things and learning that way. Learning management systems are basically non-existent or highly priced. And we're thinking about all the different components that have to go into this. So I built a team and built out 3 hours of content, over 40 training videos back in 2013, pioneering the MIP video training that's available today. Fast forward, the nonprofit market wasn't ready for it. So we recently launched it for free, that you get 3 hours of training, over 40 videos, all still relevant today on MIP. Why? Because it's the right thing to do. Why? Because we understand that in the nonprofit community, people are switching from organization to organization to organization. Maybe they don't have MIP experience. Maybe it's not in their budget. We give this away for no cost. You can sign up. We never ask for a credit card. You will hear from my team and see if there's another way we can help you out or what you're struggling with. But we do that as part of our service. We want you to be successful. And our commitment on that is to offer the free training. So I can honestly say we are the only and largest provider of free MIP training to the nonprofit community. And that goes beyond the nonprofit community, because we have a lot of consultants that step into roles at nonprofits and need to get up to speed. They too have access to it. A lot of people offer an MIP system evaluation to optimize theirs. And many times you have to pay for it for some. For others, it's just a module review to see what you own to sell you more software. But ours is way beyond that. Most organizations get over a 40-page report, which includes screenshots of everything that we cover. What you're using, what you're not using, modules you may be using, modules you're not using, things to be cleaned up, areas of opportunity. And we have a joke in our office, because at the end, you get a Chinese food menu of all different things that you can choose from to allow you to budget and plan. But wait, Dennis, you said it was free. It absolutely is free. And we'll tell you every place where you can go in and make the change yourself and how to do it. You don't really need us unless you want us for something bigger. Integration, customized training, bundling efficiencies together. All of those things are still part of our proposal in the end. But if nothing else, we strongly recommend you take advantage of this before you look for another system, or before you say, oh, I hate MIP. You don't need to. Because we have a lot of people that say, oh, I hate MIP, and then they take our system evaluation and they're like, I didn't know MIP had all this power. I didn't know MIP could do this. I didn't know you could build a financial statement that quickly. Funny story is we had a client find us via YouTube, called us for some consulting services on fixed assets. They then passed our name to the controller, who had been doing all of her reporting in Excel. Within 2 hours, we had her board reports compiled and built from MIP, and she was able to prove them out for everything she was doing in Excel. You want to talk about ROI. She saved hours and days every single month going forward, and had better controls in place because it was coming directly from the system versus producing them in Excel. We have hundreds of those stories that we could share. To wrap it up, we are an MIP partner, and we're your partner in all aspects of you achieving your mission, of being successful, in buying back time, in using the dollars the correct way for the organization to be more efficient and successful and serve the mission. If you have any questions, please give us a call, drop us a line. We'd be happy to do a system evaluation and let you know how your MIP database looks.